Can you hear me? Is the microphone working tonight? There shouldn't be a copyright infringement with this song because it's a cover by another band. So I'm going to grab a beer and let you enjoy this for a second, and then I'll be back. Somebody's rolls up the light, every dust in the night, and they honest no white. The dreams are watching to last in the dragons fall, and the things shall break. Sleep with one night open, gripping your feelings tight. Exit light, and tonight. Take my hand, about to live around. Sound guy, turn it down. Okay. Beautiful. What's up, Amy? Bring it down. All right. So, welcome to the Bill Show. That's so funny to me. It's still funny. Welcome. What's up, guys? So good of you to be here. So fun. Saturday night. What are we doing? Well, I know what me is doing. What is ye doing? I'm having a good night. We are in the Great Awakening. More to that in a minute. All right. Amy, you got your cheesy grill on. I see you're smiling. I hope you're smiling while I'm saying you're smiling. I hope you're smiling. Amy the Mod, smile. Because you're never fully dressed without a smile. I think that was in a musical. Maybe Annie. Yeah, that's true. You are. Uh-oh. Things might get crazy tonight. They might get a little crazy. Wow. All right, so what's up, April Rose? Good of you to be here. Glad to see you. Glad to see all you. D, my dear. I love it. I'll say it again. I love it. I swear to God, I love it. I love hanging out with you guys. This is my pressure release valve. Is when I go on here, I get to like just twist it open a little bit and let it like and I get the pressure release. And I appreciate that so much. I ain't gonna lie, I got a good buzz. I don't know where this is gonna go tonight. I won't let it go crazy, but hey, whew. A guy I know lost his grandma today. She was 80 something, had a great full life. Yet he wasn't expecting her to pass. I will only make that point, not to bring this down, but to say if you have somebody of an elderly age, uh, take some time. He was very depressed that he didn't do more, you know? And I think that's natural. I think that makes you a natural person. But if you have somebody like that in your life, pick up the phone tomorrow and call them and say, hey, because it was unexpected, even though she was 80. So I don't want to dwell on that. I don't want to drag that out. Okay. My heart's out for him. I know who he is very personally. He's a good guy. He's a very good guy. And, but I don't know how old you guys all are. And, you know, whatever. But he's 30. So he lost his last grandparent. So, yeah, whatever. Anyway, happy Hanukkah. You heard what I had to say. How are you guys? I'm going to get into some philosophies about the Q drops and what we got coming ahead. I'm going to go there in just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'll go there and I'll let it all flow out. But before I do, because once I go and start letting it come out of me, I'll probably just end it. So before that, I'll talk to you guys for a minute in the chat. How's that? So that's what we'll do. Now let me read the chat. Hey, Red Pill. What's up, brother? Joe Mama. Headless Horseman in the house. Ray. What's going on your channel, Ray? Oh my God. I've listened a few times now and I'm like, what in the hell is going on over there? Part of me is glad that I don't know what's going on specifically, but part of me is like Jerry Springer, like what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? what is going on? Don't try to explain it in the chat. I'm just making a funny about it. I don't know. I like how you carry yourself. Good channel. It's funny. Starting to learn about you. It's good. April Rose. Hey. Thanks for coming, April. James. Thanks for coming. It's good. We're all spending our late Saturday night together. Cheers. Some of you are subscribers to Robert Wallace's channel earlier today. If you're not, he put out a shovel song. I don't know. I think the spirit of the shovel just must have grabbed him by the neck and made him plug in and just like say, you're doing a 2-minute video, dude. We're gonna lay down some stuff. It was pretty fun. It was cool. Liked it. Red Pill. Why don't you not hold back and tell us more about how you feel, my friend? That's true, though. It's very true. Thanks, Amy. Yeah, please, all of you take a moment to like the video. I should like change the video names. The video name of the video. I'm gonna take your suggestions, anything you have. We got to change it from the Bill Show. What's it gonna be? Hey, KK. Oh, that's great, James. I know April Rose. I like watching them too. She's like, here's something most people don't see. Let me film it. Here you go. I like KK's videos. I do. They're just life. They're life. What's that? Red Pill. What are you saying? Comedy writing out the questions that are asked to Mueller. Hmm. Amy, I can officially say it probably won't let you drop a link. I'm kind of a big deal, so they really censor me a lot. So you probably won't be able to drop that link. My reach is to the masses, very large. Oh yeah, yeah, red pill. Yeah, Comey. Who's the sweatiest man in America tonight, tomorrow, and the next day? James Comey, Your Honor. Yeah, he's sweaty. So is John Brennan. They're going down. The House of Cards, which is crazy because they hit some sort of Netflix series that talked about House of Cards, and I never seen one episode ever. Only to say I know the name of the series. But it's funny they called it House of Cards because that's exactly what's happening right before your very eyes. Is the House of Cards is imploding. Hang on, I must have news breaking testimony here. Let me see what's going on. Hello. Hey, what's up, Red Pill? Oh, right now you want me to put you on speaker? All right. So give me just a second, Red Pill. And here we go. My phone rang and we're gonna go unscripted. We're gonna go, ladies and gentlemen, for his first official appearance, Red Pill Marine. So Red Pill. Hey, I call him Red Pill. He wants me to call him Jay. I'm not gonna call him Jay. I'm gonna call him Red Pill Marine for the rest of my life. But how you doing, Jay?
You can call me whatever you want, brother. It's all good.
All right. All right.
I've been called worse, no matter where it comes from.
I know you have. I know you have. So this was, ladies and gentlemen, this was totally unscripted, and I had been busting Jay's balls, Red Pill Marine's balls, about 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months earlier to, hey, come on live with me. And we just never got there until right now, which I didn't know about. Did I?
Nope, I didn't either. So I got tired of typing. I thought I'd just call you.
He thought he'd just call me. So here you go. What's going on, buddy? Let's have a talk. How we doing?
I'm hanging in there. You know, I'm just like, I'm really tired. I've kept my mouth shut long enough, and I'm getting really frustrated with what all these idiots are doing up in Washington. You can't say squat without somebody flipping out, and they're pulling the race card. That's all. That's the only thing they've got left. All they've got left is to pull the race card.
I'm with you. I agree.
It's crazy, and I think AOC and the squad, they just think they're going to come in and run the show, and they don't care anymore. They'll do whatever they want, and just they don't care. Just like Pelosi on the floor the other day, saying what she did, and they struck her words, and nothing happened.
They did. That was tough to watch, wasn't it, brother? That was tough to watch when they did that. And then once Trump maybe purposely fumbled shortly after that, they transitioned from calling her a racist onto Trump again. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What'd you think about that, man?
I don't know. I don't even know where to start, brother. I really don't.
Well, let me ask you this. Me knowing you as much as I know you, Jay, we've been in contact for the better part of what, maybe a year or a little more or a little less. But
yeah, it's been over a year now.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. And we've kind of tested each other's character. It's kind of funny because he's an Ohio State Buckeye. Shut your mouth right now, please, Jay. Shut your mouth. And I'm a Michigan fan. And we let that get out of hand, but we're not going to turn this podcast into a Michigan Ohio State thing. But we've got some history. We've talked a little bit of shit, and some of us on this side of the phone call has gotten to talk more shit than me. The only thing I have going is that he lives in Indiana. So I'm not doxing you, but he's a Buckeye fan. But for the most part, we've been going back and forth talking about, listen, the evidence is pointing us into the direction that really it's redundant. Is it not, Red Pill? Is it not redundant? We're listening to it every day.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of the point I'm getting. You know, we've got everything we need. It's like, and nobody wants to do anything. Everybody's like, well, you know, wait for the right time. Well, what is the right time? You know, example, Kevin Spacey charges got dropped.
That's
Seriously?
true. That's true.
Why? Because he's a big Hollywood mogul? Come on, man.
Yeah, and that might be one set of circumstances that the deep state has left, is to say something to dismiss Kevin Spacey. But as you know, as well as I know, and everybody in this chat knows, is that this is so much bigger than what they try to put in front of us in front of the mainstream television. They tell us Kevin Spacey is whatever innocent. We already know, I think, and maybe you'll agree, is that we have it all. If you're buying into the fact that this was a military operation to retake over the United States, and some of us were very impatient, but if you agree with that, man, it's kind of the handwriting's on the wall, is it not?
Exactly right. And then you know, another people, like I said in the chat earlier, Comey decided he was going to write out the questions that were to be asked to Mueller Wednesday when he's going to testify.
Right.
If he testifies.
Yeah.
Louis Comey where does he come into play with it? What's his best friend? You know, and he was investigating.
Right.
So where does Comey come in writing questions that would be asked to Mueller by the Democrats? And I also heard that they were trying to get it to where the Republicans couldn't ask any questions. What the hell is that?
Right. Well, that's part one of the What's that?
Well, I didn't say anything.
That's part one of this crazy circus that's going on. You're right. They don't want Comey. They want to paint him into their own direction. The other part, if you heard today, is that they want to the Democrats want to propose a bill that stops Trump from having rallies because it's really damaging to the fabric of the United States. It's very damaging. It's very damaging, man.
Damaging to the Democratic Party.
Yeah, 100%. And I hope so much because as awake as I know you are, and as awake as I know everybody in this chat is, we just hope that some portion of this leaks out to the drones that are 9 to 5 or whatever, 8 to 4, just your ABC type people. You hope they break out of the matrix. It really is a matrix of information.
Yeah. I heard a couple rumors. We'll see if they stick true. That Biden is supposed to drop out just before this next debate or shortly thereafter due to quote-unquote health problems. I don't think so, Scooter. Health problems in it. Something good.
What do you think that's about, Red Pill? What do you think that's about, dude? They think he's going to bow out before the next debate?
That's what I heard. And then the next one they think they're going to put up to bat with POTUS is going to be no other than Michael Obama. Just saying what I heard, man.
Well, all right. So just at the you're not talking about Barack Obama. You're talking about the first lady, man.
Yeah, affirmative.
Well, we'll have to see what comes of that. That should be interesting, very interesting. But as I say that tongue in cheek and kind of laugh it off, there's a lot there that kind of proves Jay's point, you know.
What better thing to have than what the Dems have them being all PC correct? You have the first female, you have the first black transgender president. Damn, it doesn't get any better than that. Stand by.
You know what's scary about that, bro? You know what's scary is that when you think about it, is that you say that's all you need, and you're 100% correct. Is that this could be a trans, African American? It's how many people buy into this. People don't remember that Joan Rivers called this out, and like on basic face surgery, died after she called it out. And there's so many like videos that show so much about her being something other than she is. Was the wool pulled over the United States through the entire Obama presidency? Was the wool pulled over our eyes? And if so, why?
Is that a question to me?
Mm-hmm.
Why was it? Well, because they did such a damn good job of doing it, of covering everything up. In that entire 8 years, it just kept everybody even more secure in their own little bubble. And everyone was afraid to walk out of their circle.
Mm-hmm.
When Obama was in office, he didn't have all this hatred and racist, excuse my French, bullshit going on. He didn't have any of this stuff. He didn't have all this hatred towards the president. That was like unheard of, so disrespectful. you just never did that. But now,
Yeah.
that's what the thing to do, you know?
It's really ramped up. It's really ramped up a lot.
No respect for anything anymore, period.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. And when you say that, Red Pill, Jay, when you say that, you're talking about like the past and what you see with the corruption. Do you say that with thinking that there's a bright future in front of us with this movement, and that it's what you were talking about are the bad things that were wrong with this country, and we have better things on the horizon?
Yeah, it is. We've got a lot of things to look up to. People got to understand this whole deep state. This entire world has been corrupt for decades, for centuries. Followed all the way back to the 13 bloodlines. For hundreds of years, this entire world has been so corrupt. It's not going to all be undone in 2 years or 4 years or maybe even 6 years. It's just not going to happen. It's going to take a long time to undo all of this. For instance, you got Epstein in jail. The blackout they had in New York.
Yeah, totally.
Do you think that was really from the heat and everybody using electricity and the board couldn't handle it? No.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but yeah, you're right. A lot of it points to something. Was it protection? Something.
Manhattan was blacked out because they were going to go in and try and take Epstein out.
Wow.
Before I go any further, for everybody else in the chat, I'll just be honest with you. I have no filter. Look, my filter broke. I tried to take it back. I didn't have the receipt. They wouldn't even let me exchange it, so I just screw it and just threw it away. So I don't.
I knew that about you already. I knew that about you. But let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow, brother. Let it go.
I don't plan to offend anybody, but if I do, my apologies up front.
All right.
All I do is research, man. That's all I do.
I feel you.
Being a Marine, after I got in the Marine Corps, I was on the fire department. I was a firefighter and EMT. After that, I was a police officer for 10 years, and the VA decided to tell me that I couldn't work because of PTSD, anxiety, and depression. So I took the early retirement out of the Marine Corps, out of the military. So my new hobby has become researching Q and all the activity that's going around all over the world.
Has that made you better of a person or worse of a person seeking the truth?
Honestly, I think it's hardened me more. It's hardened by heart more. I think in some aspects it has made me worse.
How so? I mean, not specifically, but how so? Because you're looking at it from a very outside view. I mean, do you think analytically it's made you kind of question things a little bit going forward?
It's made me question a lot of things, but in the sense of making it bad, making me a worse person, I think is from the more I study, the more I research, the more I find out. And I think the more it pisses me off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The things that happen, the things that I find out that happen.
Yeah, I get that.
Make me even more mad. And then you try to, explain things to people and try to warn people, and they don't want to hear it.
And then go ahead.
People just don't want to listen to you about things that are going to happen, because things are going to happen. I'm here to tell you, folks, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets better, just like anything else in life.
We'll probably see some uprisings within our country. Will we not, once this goes full circle?
Absolutely, we will. When all these sealed indictments start coming up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people start disappearing,
Yeah.
a lot of people are going to get upset. A lot of people are going to get pissed off, just like the Antifa people.
But what's crazy about that is that it will be driven by money. Is that they'll say, "Here, it's go time. Here's a $10,000 bonus. It's go time," right? Because it's not organic in any way. I mean,
Well, of course it is. Money motivates anything or anybody.
Sure.
You give them enough.
Yeah. But it's not an organic uprising. I mean, it's money motivated. So we agree on that. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead.
Go ahead, bud.
Well, I was just gonna say I'm gonna check the chat, see if anybody's got any questions or anything. But
All right.
let's see what's going on.
I'm gonna grab a drink real quick.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I might do the same.
Hey, actually, I meant to tell you I've got something I'm gonna send you in the mail here in the next couple of weeks.
Is it ticking?
I can't confirm nor deny that.
Fuck.
Especially over YouTube, unless you want your channel shut down right in a hurry.
No, you're good. Go make your drink, man. So how are you guys? Oh, he was quick.
I've been playing all-star baseball games for all weekend, last 2 weeks.
Well, if you're anything, Red Pill, you are 100% baseball, mom, and apple pie. And if I can do anything, I can respect that a lot, because that I think it's in its own little percentage, it's a backbone of what we consider to be America is baseball. If you don't understand it, it doesn't make it bad, but baseball people get it. Kind of.
Yeah, I did want to tell you a quick story, man. It was absolutely amazing. Father's Day. I'm a huge Reds fan, right?
Okay.
Father's Day.
Cincinnati Reds. Go ahead.
My stepdad got me on Father's Day. He said, "Be ready. We're leaving at 7:30." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And we take off heading south to Cincinnati. He said, "We're going to a ball game." I'm like, "Holy shit!" So we get there, and we get there like 2 hours early. We're checking Cincinnati out and everything else. All of downtown is just loaded with red stuff.
All right.
And Cincinnati's right on the river. We get in there, they open the gates, and they give me my tickets. I told him 2 or 3 years ago, I said, "I'd love to go to a Reds game and sit right next to the bullpen."
All right.
So he gives me my tickets. He goes, "Find their seats." So I'm walking around and past first base, past the dugout.
Right.
Start heading the foul line. And the numbers keep getting bigger. I'm getting closer to the bullpen. I'm like, "Oh, shit."
All
So I
right.
walk in, those seats are right there, the section right there. He walks down. He goes, "What seat is that? What's the ticket say?" I told him. He's, "What row?" He stands right there. We're right on the corner, right on the green wall. 2 seats right next to the bullpen.
You're kidding.
I had a heart attack.
What did you do? What did you do, man?
Balling like a baby, man. I started balling like a baby. The entire game, Yasiel Puig is running left field and right field.
Yeah.
And he's 30 feet away from us the whole time. It was absolutely amazing. But before the game, the best thing of all, we get out and he said, "Hold out your hands and close your eyes." I'm like, "Dude, I don't trust you."
Right.
Crazy. But I did it anyway. He hands me a box and opened my eyes, and it's a baseball bat. He got me a Louisville Slugger bat and had it personalized.
And that was last year?
That was just this year, Father's Day.
This year's Father. Let me tell you guys something. For those of you that don't follow baseball, and if you do follow baseball, then you'll understand what I'm about to say. But there is not a more beautiful sport ever created amongst, it doesn't matter if you are junior, teenager, minors, pros. It doesn't matter. It's the most pure kind of athleticism that's put on display today in every facet of the game. And it's so beautiful because the rules make it beautiful. And it's just been heightened to the point where you can just look back at monumental things that have happened in World Series or ALCSs or ALDSs. It doesn't matter. There's been so many defining moments that have happened in baseball that it truly is Americana. It is part of mom and apple pie. And what I say, red pill earlier in the week, duck-billed platypuses. It's
Right.
it's Americana. It's Americana. But
But
go ahead, red pill. What I was gonna do, brother, is I was gonna shift it off of this and take it back into the Q drops or the lack thereof in the last like 3 hours, because Q's been dropping like a mofo. And
Right.
President Trump has been dropping like he is a crazy man, which we know he's not, but he's been dropping like all kinds of things that I just feel like the Republicans at this point with Donald Trump are just punching on the offense. They're punching, and the Democrats are just trying to defend. What do you think, man?
I think it's absolutely hilarious that the media, the fake news, their balls are so big and they have talk all the crap that they talk and dog the president and everybody else so bad, and they lie so much, and they basically do whatever hell they want, but nobody has the balls to ask the president anything about Q.
Will that happen, you think, soon?
You know why? Because they know it's real. And as soon as they ask the
True.
question, they don't have anything else to bitch about.
That's true.
Just like Q says, all this over a lark.
Smart. That's
Come on,
true.
man.
It's 100%. And you know what the painful part is, brother? You know this. I know this. I would guarantee 99.9% of the people in our chat know this. It's been very difficult. Not really. Not like saying, "Oh man, this is so difficult. I can't make it." But it's been an arduous campaign. This has been tough, man, because we were given, if you think about it, we were given the truth within the first like 30 drops of the Q drops. It was the actual truth that we're seeing now. And everything else after that was kind of laid into play into say, hey, wake up. Here we go. We're giving you the information. They've just been laying it out in front of us. And you know what? I don't know if I'm stupid or if I'm smart, but I bought in really early, man. I bought in really early on the Q drops. What about you?
I did. I did really. You got to really pay attention to some of the things that Q drops. And I don't want to say this.
Go ahead. Right out in the open. That's how we do.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how to put this. Q makes these drops and these quote unquote coincidences,
Right.
to show, that they're with POTUS, but some of them are very subtle, and you have to actually pay attention and know what's going on to understand some of the remarks that they make, shit that they're hooked up together. You know what I mean?
You know what? I want to stop you just for a second. I know 100% what you mean. And what I want to do right at this exact moment before you keep going, Red Pill, is to say that, would you say that it was your upbringing of being what you thought you were being told the truth, but really as you grew up with an analytical mind, you started looking at everything just to say, okay, I'll believe this, but don't think I'm going to blindly believe it. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch. Didn't that get to where we're at now?
Absolutely. I saw a meme a while back, and I'll find it and I'll send it to you, that honestly just blows my mind and just sits on my, it really hits me heavy in the heart. And I think about it all the time.
Okay.
There's a guy sitting there, and it shows a guy sitting with his back to it. And there's books, big stacks of books on either side of him. And it says, we've been lied to our entire lives by the church, by the government. And you think about that.
Yeah.
You don't know what's real. Anything. Doesn't matter what, pop anything to your head for, anything at all. You don't know what's real. You don't know if that's the truth.
Well, brother, when you talk about the government and you talk about what the fuck is it? I was going to say Christianity, but it's religion. So the government and religion is that it plays its own wild card in every religion. And what they, everybody is entitled to their safe space when it comes to religion. So that makes it so much harder to defend. So the reality is that we need to root this out and figure out what their religion tells them. If you honestly will step back and take a look at and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if you take a look at the Muslim religion or Islam as it's known, if you cannot make somebody come over to your side of your religion, you are instructed to kill them. So they say Muslim or Islam is a very peaceful type of religion, but I'm here to tell you, for the 10% or 20 or 30% that don't buy into that we're mostly peaceful, if those people go, say, April 9th, we're going to get up and we're going to slice as many people as we can in the United States because we have been seeded with these people for many, 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 many years. You have to realize that they never expected for a second that Hillary Clinton would win this election. They did not think so. Therefore, they did not cover up any of their tracks. But if you don't step back and see how this is going on in the United States, well, obviously you're not a subscriber of mine. I mean, you guys, including Red Pill, understand it. But I guess moving forward, how do we let these people destroy themselves? Do we just step back and continue letting them destroy themselves, man?
Absolutely, I think so, until it starts to affect us more than what it does now. See, here's the problem. The problem is there's no repercussions for any actions that all these people are doing.
True.
People are doing blatantly rude stuff. Antifa, they're terrorists, flat out terrorists. People are doing all these things, talking the crap they do about the POTUS. A lot of them, all these warnings, nothing's done about it.
Right.
Antifa runs around, beats everybody's ass, do whatever they want. Nothing's done about it.
Right.
So,
True.
until people start taking action and giving repercussions because of their actions, nothing's going to change.
That's so true, dude. That's so true.
Nothing is going to change. That's like being a kid. You cross the street and don't look, and you do it 100 times, there's no cars. Well, you're used to not being any cars, and time you run across the street, you get your ass knocked over by the car, and it tags you and flips you over the road and breaks your leg. Damn, I should have looked across the road.
Yeah, or
do that again.
or you die. You know, one of those. If you break your leg, I guess that'd be a good consolation prize. But you're right. I mean, it's people that are so ignorant that they would just squalor and go out in the middle of the road and just let themselves be just absolutely run down by an oil tanker or a semi, dude. It's so bad, bro. It's so bad.
Well, I mean, that's how it is. These people keep doing whatever the hell they want, and nothing happens to them. Just like over in Arizona when those protesters took over the ICE building and raised the flag. You know what? Those son of a bitches should have been shot on sight at the federal building.
I agree.
Their asses up.
I agree, man. I agree. But part of me says that, you know what? They had every right to shoot him down. I do agree with you, man. That, like, that's treason. That's just like whatever. It's against America. But part of me wants to say that, you know what? They allowed it to happen to further root out how deranged the left is. The deranged is fucking lunatics, bro. They're crazy.
Exactly my point.
And
That's my point. They continue to let this happen and not do anything to them or do anything about it.
100%. 100%, man.
Just like these dipshits about in Area 51, what, in September, they stormed Area 51. You go ahead and do that. I can't wait to watch your ass get lit up by a 40-millimeter gun coming from an Apache helicopter.
Well, there's that and the embarrassment if you survive. I mean, you know, that's probably not a base you want to storm, I would guess. So you have to ask yourself the secondary question to that, Red Pill, is why would they put that story out? You have to ask yourself why they are allowing it to hit the media. You know why? It's because it seduces the belief system of so many people that want to believe that aliens are real. And you know what that does as a byproduct of believing that is it takes people's focus off of what's actually going on with the down of the deep state, man.
I was just getting ready to say that. I don't want to go down the alien rabbit hole, but I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah.
Look at it. Take a step back. Everybody just take a breath for a second and look at all of the stupid little bullshit that's going on right now.
Absolutely.
The racist with the squad and POTUS and the Mueller thing and all this racist crap. Look at all this going on. All this is a distraction. They're all distractions. They want to keep everybody focused on that. Why? I don't know. That's what I want to know. That should be the question. That should be the question of everybody that's woke. All this stupid shit that's going on, what's really going on? What's going on the left hand while they're playing all this bullshit with the right hand?
And I agree with you, bro. But but the question that you pose when you say that I'm not sure and I want to know, that's where I jump in and say, you know what? We do all know, and you know too. But when we're talking to the masses in the world, sometimes we don't. And you're right about that too. I mean, people that get it, right?
Exactly.
That's cool. What do you got going on, man? How's your summer been? Did you do anything cool for the 4th of July or?
4th of July, I sat inside with my door shut and my windows closed. I don't do 4th of July. I don't do well, yeah. Let's just put it there.
Will you do 4th of the July after the next election into Trump's second 4 years? Will you celebrate it then?
Oh, 4th of July is my favorite. It's my favorite holiday of the year.
Okay.
But because of all the fireworks and the crowds and
right,
all the noise and commotion, that's why I stay in my house at night, because I've tried it a few times. I've been drug out by the family, and I find myself locked and loaded and ready to start firing rounds down range because I get so freaked out and excited. So yeah, I just stay at home.
Well, with no pressure at all, because literally this entire interview was not staged in any way. Um, would you want to talk a little bit more about any of that?
Any of what?
Your PTSD or what happened?
Now?
Well, I mean, if you want.
No, I'm good.
All right, all right. So we're bouncing off that. I didn't know. So, but Red Pill has been a
There's a lot of that is things that just, you spend years upon years of shoveling shit deep down inside and bury it and forget it. And then they want you to go see a shrink, and all they do is take a damn backhoe and start digging that shit out. And then you're right back to square one where you were when it happened. So, yeah, me and shrinks don't get along.
that's not helpful. I get it, bro, man. I get it.
When I was on the police department, our SWAT team got deployed to New Orleans for Katrina.
Okay.
And we were down there for 12 days. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. I saw some things down there that were you would just rather not see. When we got down there, on our way down there, we got orders when we got down there to tie off any bodies to any stationary object and move on.
Really?
That was just one of the many things. But we went down there to help people, and these bastards are shooting at us. I'm like, hell no. I'm down there trying to help you. You're going to shoot at me? Look here, man. I shoot back. I damn sure do not miss. And I'm going home right where I came from. And it was crazy. I did a 12-hour shift inside the wow.
That was something else for you. That was crazy.
That's all I can say. Wow.
Wow. Well, I love it, brother. I mean, every time we talk on the phone or anything or text, I mean, it's just raw. It's just here's the truth. You are 100% raw, and here's the truth. And I think that's why we get each other. If I'm being completely honest, I think that's why we get along. But I guess moving forward in the conversation, unless you had something else you wanted to add to it, I'm kind of thinking, man, we're creeping up on an hour, so I was gonna maybe shut it down.
Yeah, I was just looking through the chat and checking out, seeing any questions. I saw one.
Okay.
April, she asked, how do we get rid of Nancy and the squad?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm sorry I missed it. I've been so enamored with you talking about everything going on, but go ahead. How do we?
Yeah. Like I said earlier, this interview was just kind of off the cuff. I had no intentions of calling you until I started typing. I'm like, damn, I can't type all this shit. I might as well just call him and see if he's going to pick up. I mean, we are absolutely all over the place. We've gone from aliens to Katrina to the squad to 4th of July. I mean, we've been all over the place.
Right.
But, with Nancy,
what's up?
People asked about Nancy and the squad. I don't know if I'm sure some of you know that Alana Omar, whatever the hell her name is.
No, you're right.
She is illegal.
Yes.
When you do some research and start digging on her, she's an illegal alien. She married her brother to get here. Her father was in the Somalian army under, what was his name? If anybody knows anything about the Somalian military, they're crazy, man. They have no rules. Absolutely no rules. It's whatever they want to do. Slaughter people for no reason. Her father was an officer in the Somalian army,
Black Hawk,
Brothers that get
Black Hawk Down, man. Black Hawk Down was Somalia,
exactly. That
right?
is exactly how it is.
Tell about Black Hawk Down, Red Marine, Red Pill. I
Black
mean,
Hawk Down is crazy. I didn't go to Somalia. I actually went to Rwanda. I was in Rwanda.
okay.
I don't know if I remember in '93 when we had those U.S. hostages that were in Rwanda
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. But I was there, and I don't know. See, there again, we're getting off track about April's question about what do we do about Nancy and the squad.
That's okay. That's okay, brother. We'll move on. We'll move on from that. I mean, I'm not really trying to pin you down on something. I thought, if there was something there with Somalia, your thoughts or whatever, that's totally fine. What I took out of it is that the American public looked at Ilhan Omar, and when she was talking about the people in Somalia, her people, which I get, man. I get that. That's her people. And she sees some of us in our Navy SEAL organization, which we all want to attach ourselves to and go, they're Americans. By the way, they're Navy SEALs. By the way, I support Navy SEALs.
Right.
Who happen to be bad fucking asses, but that's our people. So, hoorah, everybody that served. And they went in there and they cleaned ass. And you know what? They got their ass cleaned on a couple different issues in there. And the people exposed it, okay? It was because we were being run by an inept government at the time. That's what you have to let sink into your brains. It wasn't because the people that they sent in there weren't the best of the absolute fucking best that went in there and they risked it all and they gave the ultimate sacrifice. But you know what? The chips were against them, because as you continue to go down this path in your great awakening, as you watch what's going on, as you listen, as we see all of this happening before us, we realize that the sins of the past, like abandoning these poor patriots who are probably greater Americans than I or Red Pill will ever be, or any of you watching, they're greater patriots than any of us will ever be, gave the ultimate sacrifice against a government that fucked them 100%. All right. I'm sorry.
The quote unquote politically correct answer to back to April's question about getting them out is, well, we'll just vote them out. Well, you know what? That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Well,
we're not going to just vote them out. That's not going to happen.
No.
I truly think that Nancy, if you look at, always follow the money, people, when you do research. I'm sure I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know. Always follow the money.
100%.
Find out anything and everything you need to know.
100%.
Follow the money.
Follow it.
Look at all these people in Congress. Do you think that they make $5 or $6 or $10 or $12 million a year being a congressman? Ain't no damn way. No way.
Not in a million years. No way. So how's that money come to them, Red Pill?
Well, where do we start? The poppy fields in the Middle East.
Yeah, that's a good start. How about
Washington.
Lobbyists?
You got the sex trafficking stuff. You've got gun running. What was that? The captain at the port in Los Angeles who just got busted for running guns out of the port from Mexico. I'll be damned. Imagine that.
This guy's 100 times in front of me. Yeah, I believe you. But I'll be damned too. I'm not surprised, but I'll be damned.
But then you go back and wonder why they want to fight the border. Well, that's why. Because it's going to cut and dip into their money.
Because of the votes, right? The votes.
Their votes? That's where all their votes come from.
The votes is the
the
issue at the border.
What do they call it? The ID for voting, voter's ID? That's why they don't want that.
That's right.
What pisses me off are these sanctuary cities.
Yeah. Why do they piss you off? I hate them. I hate them too.
If my city was a sanctuary city, You can bet your sweet ass I start busting their balls. I don't give a damn how safe they think they are in my city. No, ain't happening.
The main problem is that they're run by Democratic governorship. That's the biggest issue. And the problem is, brother, is that that was all set up by the government while Obama and, who knows how long this has been in the works, but they have created sanctuary cities to be hubs that would house illegal aliens. And if you just look at it now, there's certain sectors that are starting to gain mainstream coverage that talks about how they want to do without the electoral college. Are you fucking kidding me? You want to do without the electoral college that was put into place by the forefathers of this country, and you want to make it a popularity contest? Are you fucking crazy? A popularity contest where you take it into all the major cities across this United States and you say, you people who get everything fucking free, which I have no problem with you being helped, but you people get everything free. And as long as you vote Democrat, you'll continue to get it free. And because you outnumber us, you'll get us in a popularity vote. Fuck you. What say you, Red Bill?
You look at every single sanctuary city in this country, and every damn one of them, 1,000%, every one of them are ran by Democrats. There is not one sanctuary city in this entire country that is ran by the right side. No.
True.
You know, to the point, the more I learn, I look more and more every single day, and the more I learn, I don't even consider myself a Republican.
Right.
Because
I get it.
Republicans are just as freaking dirty as the damn Democrats are.
100%. Yes.
I don't look left and right.
Right.
You know what? I'm American. I'm a Marine. I signed a blank check, including up into my life. My oath will never end. My oath will never end.
You know what? Go ahead.
Live by the Constitution. I don't give a shit what Republicans think or say. I damn sure don't give a shit what the idiot Democrats think or say.
They're crazy.
I go by the Constitution.
I do
the rest
too.
of them kiss my ass. And when those indictments come undone, it's not going to be just the left. It's going to be the left and right. All them dirty son of a bitches are going to go down. And I cannot wait.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah, I absolutely love what you had to say, and I agree with you 100%, man. Everything that you have to say, I think everybody in the chat, and maybe in the future, everybody that watches this after we win the victory will agree 100% with what just went down with the dialect. It's funny because when you're awake, you get it. And it's funny when you get it because when you honestly really, really get it and you let all of the pieces come into play to show the truth and you get it, it's like that's your biggest sword, man. It's like everything's been proven so much that there's nothing you can say in your hypocritical asinine way that could ever derail me. It couldn't derail me off of what I know to be the truth. And that's the beauty of being awake. Truly awake is to say that, you know what, you no longer hold an ounce of power over me. If I put the TV on, you hold nothing against me. And now our mission becomes embracing the people that are about to get the bombshell of their lives. Because if you're following Q and this channel and many channels, and you're listening to the passionate of Red Pill, and you understand this is all, guys, it's here, man, it's here. It's all been proven over. We are coming out with our voices loud. And it's coming to the point where we honestly could see some crazy shit. by the way of destruction. You've looked at Antifa, you've seen what's going on. But given the proper inspiration, which we'll call money, to the right fanatical, crazy people that dress themselves as Antifa, it could be a shit show for 2 or 3 days. It really could. I mean, they're not going to do anything that would take over the country, but they'll get their ass whipped real quick. And some of them probably will die. But this all feels like it's coming to a head, man.
As much as I hate to say it, I kind of hope every day when I wake up that something's going to happen. Something's going to jump off.
Because you're ready? Because you're ready?
I don't want to see people get hurt, and I don't want to see people die.
Right.
But I kind of want to see something jump off every single day, just because I know when something jumps off, it's going to be the domino effect, and it's just going to continue to go and get bigger, and more things are going to happen, and it's all actually going to start happening.
I agree.
It's going to start undoing the knots and getting get rid of the shit.
Right.
It's only going to take one thing to start the domino effect. One thing.
Right. And I agree with that, man. I agree with that. It's going to take one thing, and how we respond to it will show how, I guess, ultimately, if you think about it, man, if they're going to really expose the truth, because Trump has 95% approval rating in the Republican Party. So let's assume that translates to, let's say, 50% in America. Okay, that's half of America. So I think that the best game plan that Trump and Q team had devised is going exactly how they could have devised the absolute best game plan to go. I think had Hillary won, they would have stormed the White House and took over. We're going to learn this now.
They absolutely would have. Like I said, going back to having something jump off, and I don't want to see people who would die. But for you people that haven't been in the military or not and don't know anything about the military, you have these things called unfortunate casualties. Unfortunately, things happen, but that's just, unfortunately, in its saddest state, it's part of the game. People are going to get lost. We're going to lose people. That's just the bottom line. Something's going to happen. And I have a feeling it's going to be started by the crazy left. I really do. Because they're so far out there, they're all just crazy. They're nuts.
Right.
They're so far left, they're going to fall off the damn cliff. And there's going to be some leftist group that is just going to start something, and it's just going to continue from there.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter where it's at, because something will jump off. So I keep cutting you off, man.
No. I'm the one cutting you off. I want to hear your story. I want to hear.
Something big's going to jump off in one city, and it's just going to be a chain reaction across the country. I don't know what it's going to be, when it's going to be, or where it's going to start. But I have a feeling deep inside that that's what it's going to be. Something big is going to jump off, and it's going to be a chain reaction clear across the country. We have sleeper cells, so many sleeper cells in this country, it's not even funny. And I'm sure everyone knows what sleeper cells are.
Yeah, they're right in my backyard by 250 miles, but yeah.
As soon as they get their orders, it's killing people.
What? Whoa. Stop for just a second, Red Pill. I want to stop on that point for a second. So Red Pill just said that we have an enormous amount of sleeper cells, which I agree wholeheartedly. They are all over the United States. They are in pockets all over the United States. no bigger pocket than either where I live 250 miles away, which is Dearborn, Michigan. If you don't believe me, look it up. Or you go into Minnesota where Ilhan Omar was elected to be the congresswoman. If you don't believe me, look it up. What he's saying, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, well, up in Minnesota, they call it a little backwater Somalia or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't think that these people, and I'm not talking about them specifically, but the deep state, if they haven't, like, the whole plan was that Trump wouldn't win. It would be Hillary that won the election, and therefore they wouldn't need to worry about shit. But a problem happened is that Trump won the election, and they didn't count on that. And the only reason that Trump won is that because it was a fair election on so many levels that at least allowed him in the electoral college to gain the presidency. So he won the presidency, and we all knew he would. Because why? Because his message was fucking fire, man. His fire was truth.
How shitty and sucky do you have to be to fuck up a rigged election? Right. You know you're pretty bad if you can't even win a rigged election that's rigged in your favor.
You're damn right, man. And she did. She did an awesome job.
Sleeper cells. They're not. When I say sleeper cells, they're not all Muslims. They're not all.
They're not. They're
Chinese.
not.
They're not all MS-13. They're all races.
No, bro, they're not. But maybe MS-13 is. But no, the even the illegal aliens that come over are illegal. But the problem is that the left is taking advantage of the entire thing to do with the law, and they're fucking us. So they're making us look like, oh, you don't want to take nice people, and it's like, yeah, we want to take nice people in, but we don't want to take these fucking people with face tattoos. I mean, fuck that.
Right. Here's what bothers
Jesus
me
Christ.
I talk to a lot of people. I kind of dig. I'm the type of person that once I know I can get under your skin, I will. If you make me mad, I will piss you off till your head explodes. I will put you until your head explodes.
I got no doubt about you, brother. I got no doubt.
I talk to all these different people that don't like Trump, don't like the president. You know why people don't like the president? You know why most people in America don't like the president? Because they watch the freaking fake news. They watch CNN,
right.
They see NBC, ABC, MSNBC. They see all these people on the TV bashing the president and lying about him. So whatever they see on TV, that's what they believe. That's why they don't like the president.
That's why. You're right. They're not cultured. They don't get into media. They don't research. They don't use discernment. They don't do anything. And you know what? To a part, I feel sorry for these people because that was me. And at one point in time, my friend, that was you. And that's everybody that watches here. Is that where we said, oh my God, the news just said blah, 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 narrative. And once we found out that that's how that shit rolls, which really, we knew that a little bit, but really we've known it since Q. And since we learned that 98% of mainstream television is guided by fuckers, right? I don't really want to go into a big thing about it, but they're fuckers. They have an agenda.
You know that you flip through all those channels that people have on cable TV. There's 100, 200 channels. Mm-hmm. All those different channels.
Mm-hmm.
There's not very many people that realize all those channels are owned by 6 different companies.
That's true. That's true. Say that again. 6.
Wrap your head around that. Next time, just sit down and flip through all your cable channels. And while you're flipping through them, wrap your head around that all those channels are owned by 6 different companies.
That's
and
true.
All 6 of those companies, the president and the owners of those companies, have Trump deranged syndrome.
That's true.
Damn one of them.
That's true. Can I ask you one question, Red Pill?
If you want, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I do. I do, because we're talking about the radio channels. So I look at it and I believe it 100% that everything is manipulated by the deep state, because they have deep state within these major corporations that do all the TV footage and all that. And you look at yourself and you say, how can they have that kind of control, but yet Sean Hannity, Tucker, Laura Ingram, people like Mark Levin, people like Dan Bongino, who are, in my opinion, spitting 100% straight truth. How can they allow that? And I would submit to you, my friend, is that there was somebody within Rupert Murdoch's Fox clause that was told, you can let shit pieces like Shepard Smith report what they want to, and they expose themselves, and others within Fox News, they expose themselves. But we're going to get 3 hours of programming every day, no matter what, or we're going to show how you're a pedophile against 4-year-olds. And in the end, I think that information still gets spilled. I do.
Yep. I don't understand. I don't know how Tucker, Sean, and Maura get away with the things the truth that they spit, and they're owned by a Trump hater.
I think it's blackmail, man. Blackmail. Opposite blackmail. They're using it against them to say, there's no way you're shutting down these 3 shows. I don't give a fuck, or we'll take you down in a second.
Yeah, because those 3 are popular enough that they could go out on their own, leave Fox, and go out on their own and expose whoever it is that they're blackmailing or whatever it is that, that they're holding against them. You know what I mean?
Damn right, brother. I 100%. I know what you mean. 100%. Man, I just love it when we get together, dude. We talk. Outside of tonight, Red Pill and I only talk on the phone or share texts, and he sends me very inappropriate texts from time to time. but it's hilarious because this dude and me are Marines, and that's not the reason we get along, but we do have a similar thought process. We get along so much, and he's a great guy.
What time are we at now?
On the show?
Yeah.
We're at an hour and 18 minutes. If we go any longer, nobody's gonna watch. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this guy went in for an hour and 45 minutes." I think we should wrap it, bro.
Yeah, we can wrap it up, and then next time we can do this again. I think we had fun. I don't know what everybody else in the chat thought.
Hey, chime in, guys. Do you like it? I mean, I love it. Red Pill and I are talking how we talk on the phone. We're not setting this up, man. This is nothing. This is our conversation, right?
Yeah, I think you and I talking would be just like if everybody in the chat, we were all in a room, we would all just be talking about the same thing.
That's how we'd be talking, for sure, man.
So I loved it. I had a blast tonight talking. So if everybody in the chat, can do it again, or have somebody else call in and they could do the same thing.
Yeah, I love that idea. We'll do this again very soon, and I would love to have other people for an interview like this, man. I love this, so thank you, dude. What a great idea to call in, man. I love you, brother.
It looked like everybody enjoyed tonight. That was cool. I appreciate it, guys.
That's awesome.
Actually, I'll be honest with you, this is my first interview I've ever done with anyone. So after I got out of my head that I wasn't doing an interview, I was cool. At first, I was kind of nervous, but then once again, like I said before, my filter broke. Tried to take it back to Meyer. They said no. I said fuck you and threw it away.
I love it, man. I swear to God, I love it. Thank you so much, Red Pill. I love you, brother. And
I love you too.
we'll get together soon, man. I'm gonna wrap it
All
up
right.
and I'm gonna shut down the stream. So have a great night. Thanks for sharing.
Guys, I love every one of you. Keep your head on a swivel. Something's gonna pop off soon, guys. I'm telling you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news or be a fearmonger or whatever it is that people want to say, but it's the truth. It's just the truth. It is what it is. So just be ready.
All right. Well, it never, ever, ever hurts to be frosty in any circumstance. So God bless you, Red Pill. I love you, man. And I love you all. I'm gonna thanks, brother. I'm gonna end the stream.
Later.
All right. See you guys. I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.